it's Brianna for Triumphant Tuesdays. This week we're going to be talking about the difference between wanting to be in recovery and actually being in recovery. Our new host, Nikki, she thought up this topic and I actually really like it. And if you guys can, just say hi to Nikki and welcome her. We all love her and I'm sure she'll be a great addition to this channel. So just be sure and say hi. I think the difference between wanting to be in recovery and actually being in recovery is motivation. Wanting to be in recovery is such a great thing, and it's a great first step. If you want to consider that a first step, it's a great one. But wanting something and actually doing something about it are two separate things. It's about being motivated enough to change your situation. You can say, I hate this disease, I'm so sick of it, I want out of it. But that doesn't get you anywhere if you're not willing to take the steps to actually change your situation. And that could be really scary. What you need to be able to say to yourself is, I hate this disease, I want out of it, and I'm willing to do the work that it takes to get there. No matter what that work is, and no matter how hard that work is, I'm willing to take the steps and do the work in order to change my situation. And recovery is a commitment. So many times when I was in recovery or trying recovery, I would be in recovery when I thought I was motivated enough to, or when I felt like it, or when I thought I could do it. But being in recovery isn't like that. It's really hard, and like I said, it's a commitment, and you have to do it even when you don't want to do it, even when it's super hard, even when you want to give up, because you can't give up. Recovery is like that. You can never give up on it if you want to achieve it. And having an eating disorder has taught me many things, but it's made the struggles I've had now a lot easier because I've realized that I've had the tools to overcome those struggles. And I was talking to my therapist about this because I asked her how she treats eating disorders even though she's never had an eating disorder herself. And she said that you don't have to have anything in common with the person that you're trying to help, but you have to understand the human experience. And the fact is that we all have had things that we've wanted to get out of and we've struggled. And she said that you have to understand that, and that the human experience is full of struggle. And as long as you understand that, you can work with anything. And I was thinking about how this topic related to my life now. And I want to go to grad school and be a therapist. And I think that's a great dream. And I think I could achieve it. But my problem is that I'm not sure that I want to do the work that goes into that. It's not that I'm lazy or I'm afraid of schoolwork. I'm actually really good at school. But I'm afraid of change. I'm afraid of stopping working at my current job, even though I don't always like it that much. I'm afraid that stuff isn't going to be predictable and I'm not going to know what's going to happen. If I stay working at my current job, I know how it's going to end. It's very safe. But if I go to school and become a therapist, I'm not sure how that's going to work out for me. And that's really scary. But the thing is we all struggle with different things. Right now I'm struggling with finding the motivation to go to school and become a therapist even though I'm scared. And if you're struggling with an eating disorder or something else, they're all struggles and we just need to work on overcoming them. I guess the next question is, how do we find the motivation to overcome our struggles? And if you have an eating disorder, how do you find a way to be willing to do the work? And that's not really an easy question to answer. But I would say that we've all overcome struggles before, and I'm sure if you have an eating disorder, this is not the first struggle you've tried to overcome, and you've overcome something really hard in the past. When I was recovering, I kept a picture of myself when I was struggling to walk. I've talked about this before, but I have cerebral palsy, and when I was really little, I had to walk with a walker, but I decided that I wasn't going to use that walkers were not going to work out for me, that I wasn't going to do that. So I struggled a lot and eventually learned to walk without it. And that helped me realize that I had what it took to overcome my eating disorder, because I've overcame a major struggle before. And we can all do that. Struggles are part of the human experience and part of humanity and part of what we'll continue to go through. But the human spirit has the ability to overcome so much. And you can do that. You just have to find something that you've already overcome, or something that you're proud of about yourself, and something that inspires you. But you can overcome it. It's not easy. The thing is about struggles is that we all face them, and we're going to continue to face them. And that's what my eating disorder taught me, is that you can overcome them. And I think it's also taught me to accept them and know that struggles are going to happen and know that I'm going to fall. And right now I'm having a really difficult time with my cerebral palsy. Like, walking on certain days is really hard for me, and my job on certain days is really hard for me. It's neurological, so it's not bad every day. Like, some days I hardly notice it, but some days I notice it a lot. And it's really hard with my parents, like, explaining that, because obviously they would rather me not have it. Like, who wants their child to struggle? But explaining to them that, it's not going to go away is really hard for me. But my parents, they kind of want me to stop walking and, like, use a walker. And for any of the We Are Freedom Fighters that know me, or anybody that knows me in real life, knows that that is not how I roll. And I've gotten injured a lot, and recently, like, I fell off my bike too, and the side of my body that I fell off still hurts. But you know what? I still ride that bike every day, and I still refuse to use a walker, and I still walk, even though that's really hard for me. Because doing hard things in life affords us opportunities. If every time we failed at something, we just quit doing it, eventually we would just sit in our room afraid. Because if you think about it, like, everyone's messed up at something once. Everybody's failed at something once. So imagine if you stopped doing those things. Like, I can't imagine my life, like, if I didn't walk, or I didn't recover, or I didn't go to work despite my anxiety. Struggles are going to happen, but we just have to accept them and find ways to deal with them. And when you accept struggle, you kind of set yourself free in a way, because you allow it to happen and you stop blaming yourself for struggling, because we're going to continue to do that. But that's what's so beautiful about life, is that you can overcome things, and people will always be there for you. Like I say, if you ever need help, message one of us. Our YouTube channel is open, so just message us and know that you're not alone. Your friend might not have an eating disorder, but everyone struggles with something, and you're not alone, and you can overcome it. You just have to want to, and you have to take that leap of faith and know that everything will be okay. Everything will be okay in the end, and if it's not okay, it's not the end. Remember that, and keep trying and keep living, and never, ever, ever give up.